70,000 years ago, our ancestors were just ordinary primates, hiding in the forests of Africa, without sharp claws, speed, or any special strength. So what happened that made us the only species to dominate this entire planet? Elephants are smarter. Sharks are more ferocious. Chimpanzees can use tools. But none of those species could build cities, write laws, or send ships to the moon. The real question isn't how much smarter we are, but rather that we possess something entirely different. Textbooks tell history like this: humans evolved, invented agriculture, built civilization, and everything got better. But Harari asks the complete opposite. If everything is progress, why did ancient farmers work harder, eat worse, and die younger than hunter-gatherers? And looking deeper, almost everything we call civilization, from money, laws, and nations to religions, does not exist in nature. A tree doesn't know what money is. A bird doesn't understand national borders. Only humans live in a reality constructed by language and imagination. About 70,000 years ago, the human brain suddenly gained an ability no other species had, imagining things that do not exist in reality, and more importantly, getting thousands of strangers to believe in it. Harari calls this the cognitive revolution. This is what changed everything. 200 chimpanzees cannot coordinate an attack because they lack abstract language. But 200 complete strangers can build a church, wage a war, or start a company, simply because they believe in a shared story. That is a power no other creature on Earth possesses. The banknote in your hand has no intrinsic value. It cannot be eaten or used for warmth. It only has value because millions of people agree to believe in it. If tomorrow everyone stopped believing, that paper would just be paper. Money is the most widely believed story in human history. Every nation is a story. Every religion is a story. Every brand, every company you work for, they are all collective stories. When you realize this, you can start choosing more consciously: which story am I believing in, who told it, and why do I believe it? The Romans didn't just conquer with armies. They conquered with legal systems, stories about civilization, fairness, and order. When the conquered started believing in those stories, the empire no longer needed force. Harari calls this true power, not physical strength, but the story that is believed. 12,000 years ago, humans switched to farming. We call it a great revolution. But Harari points out the bitter truth: farmers worked 12 hours a day, relied on one type of food, died more frequently from epidemics, and had shorter lifespans than hunter-gatherers. So who benefited from that? Harari's answer is surprising: wheat benefited. Before humans domesticated wheat, it only grew in a small part of the Middle East. After the agricultural revolution, wheat covered millions of hectares across the globe. From an evolutionary perspective, wheat domesticated humans, not the other way around. Look at modern life: we work more to buy more, only to need to work even more. Comfort has increased, but so has pressure. We have phones that connect the whole world, but many people feel lonelier than ever. The trap of agriculture never truly disappeared, it just changed shape. This is the most uncomfortable point in the book. Technological and economic progress doesn't automatically make humans happier. Ancient people knew the names of every plant and animal track on the ground. Modern people know how to use smartphones but don't know their neighbor's name. Which one is riche? Studies on subjective well-being do not show that modern people are significantly happier than those in medieval times. We live longer, are healthier, and have more things. But the sense of inner fulfillment and peace is not proportional to those external factors. Harari uses the term intersubjective fiction to refer to things that only exist when enough people believe in them. Not fiction in the sense of being fake or meaningless, but fiction in the sense that they don't exist independently in nature. Vietnam, the US dollar, Google, or the church are all such. The modern economic system operates on a belief that growth is good and will continue forever. Harari calls this an economic faith, no different from religious faith. Believing in infinite growth on a finite planet is actually believing in something no less mystical than heaven. In 1492, Columbus didn't know where he was going. But because Europe dared to sponsor voyages into the unknown, they discovered America. That didn't happen because of weapons or strength. It happened because Europeans believed the story that knowledge is power and investing in the unknown could be pro. The scientific revolution could only occur when humans dared to admit they didn't know everything. Before that, every question had an answer in scripture or tradition. When humans dared to say I don't know and started observing reality to find out, the entire modern scientific endeavor was born. Understanding that money is a collective story doesn't mean you stop using it. Understanding that a nation is a fiction doesn't mean you stop loving your country. What Harari wants is for you to see those stories more clearly, so you aren't led by them blindly. One of the thorniest questions in the book: if all your emotions, beliefs, and decisions are shaped by evolution and culture, then what is your free will? No need to answer immediately. Just hold that question and observe yourself. That is already a step out of the illusion. Harari ends the book with a cold warning: we are nearing the ability to redesign life, extend lifespan almost indefinitely, and create an AI that surpasses human intelligence. This is no longer science fiction. This is the problem this generation must face. The problem isn't whether we can do those things or not. The problem is, when we can do anything, do we know what we truly want? Throughout history, humans were limited by circumstances, so we didn't need to ask that. But now, as limits fade, that question becomes life and death. This is why this book is important for everyone, not just historians or politicians. When you understand the grand stories operating the world, you are no longer unconsciously swept up in them. You begin to make more conscious choices in every small decision of your life. Imagine entering a debate about politics, money, or religion and not getting caught up in emotions. Instead, you see behind every position is a collective story the other person is living in. That understanding creates a calmness that is hard to find elsewhere. What is truly great about humanity is not claws or the brain. It is the ability to tell stories convincing enough that millions of strangers believe and act together. From laws to currency, from religion to nations, all are such stories. And you, every day, are living in at least a few of them. If you only do one thing after this video, choose one thing you strongly believe in, be it money, career, or an ideal, and ask yourself, what story is behind this, who told it, and why do I believe it? That is the exercise Harari wants everyone to do. Sapiens isn't a book that gives you right or wrong answers. It gives you an outside view of the system you are living in. And that is the most precious thing a book can give you, not knowledge, but a perspective. If this video made you see the world differently, even just a little, share it with someone who needs a bigger question in life. Subscribe to the channel to join our first season's book journey. The next book will be even more interesting.